KSNR, Koffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Koffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and joining me is Mike of ROTN, and we are at SummerWeen 2021.
You nailed it. Yeah.
I'm trying to do my best. How you doing today, brother?
I'm better now. I'm caffeinated.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, you guys got a crazy line going on in here. I mean, the October Village throws crazy events, but you guys are really like giving it your all this time.
I think this is my first one, so I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah. And they were...
It's an aggressive engine.
We're playing outside. So, yeah, so it's your first time. How'd you get hooked up with them?
Through the Glad Racket guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they hit me up and said that they were putting on an event and if I was interested in doing it, and I love them. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're really. I love Glad Racket too. They're based out of Anaheim. They mix the Disney and the whole other thing too. That's very cool. But you mix like obviously hardcore mixed with like comic books. You know, how did you get the idea to come through with ROTN, ROTN?
So I mean, just as a lifelong comic and punk fan. The actual company itself was something I wanted to do for a really long time, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to pull the trigger on it. I kind of looked all over the internet to see if there was anything like it, and it's kind of like there's a company called Super 7, and they have a slogan that says like nobody made what we wanted, so we did. And I was just like, oh man, I love both these things. I wish that there was like a unique way to put them on like a t-shirt. And so the first thing that I did was the Guardians of the Galaxy shirt, and like all things, it's like the older stuff was very. There's like text, very rudimentary. But I was like, I kind of just made what I wanted, and I hoped that people would like relate to it or vibe on it. Just I make the stuff I want to wear, and if people buy it, then I just feel fortunate.
That's
like
cool.
We're kindred spirits.
Oh yeah. And when did this happen for you? When did this all come together?
2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that's cool that we're, like you said, you kind of saw that other company that, hey, you know, we're doing what we like and we're able to make what you appreciate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to do it, and it's a mix of you know, like you said, punk and comics, and I feel like there's other people that would enjoy that too. And,
yes.
And I didn't see anybody else doing it, so when I came across your company, I'm like, oh, this is fucking badass. Oh shit, it's the homie. Like, this is crazy.
Thanks, man.
You know, that's cool.
The only other person I had seen doing anything like it at the time was Monsters Outside. So shout out to Chris from Monsters Outside, because that's like one of my favorite companies. And his stuff isn't even necessarily mashups. It was just like a unique, you know, a punk dad's unique take on pop culture and stuff like that. So he and I were like the first two people I had seen doing it for a long time. And yeah, I don't know, ended up working out. First 3 years were kind of weird. It was a weird time on social media, but yeah, it's been nice to be able to chat with people about books and records and stuff like that and meet like-minded folks.
We can use the internet to connect to people that maybe our parents didn't have the opportunity to, right? Like,
insane.
The cutting edge of like making friends of people that are in the exact same thing as you, and that's what's cool. You're able to connect with people that are similar like you.
Yeah, I'm 37, so I can absolutely have like, before the internet, I had to skate to the bus station, and then I had to use a payphone to contact my friends, and if they didn't show up to the mall to meet me, then we never hung out.
Oh, I'm right there.
With you.
I'm right there with you. So you guys used to have like a shop, didn't you? Or did you have a shop going on for a while?
Oh boy. So I opened a storefront in Arizona where I live, and it seemed like a really cool opportunity, and the building was like marketed as like an art collective. You know, it was a building with a bunch of little spots in it, and without going too far into detail, the owner was absolutely sketchy. You know, he tried to take some stuff, and I had to persuade him not to.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up just deciding. So I would eventually always really, really love to open a shop. I would like to have a comic shop. I just want somewhere, because I mean, I'm 6'2" now. You know, I do okay to ward off people, but as a kid, I mean, Revenge of the Nerd, the whole idea behind the name was in a world where I got beat up and made fun of for being into the things that I was into, it's weird that you can drive down the freeway now and see like a comic book billboard.
Isn't that crazy?
It's almost like the future we've created for ourselves. So the whole inside joke of Revenge of the Nerd is like, it's people are now wanting to be friends with the nerds and asking them about things, and like everybody likes the clothes and punk and all these different things. Someone's calling me in the middle of the thing. I gotta silence it. But yeah, that's like the whole joke, you know, all those people. I want to have like a safe space for kids to like come game, or like tabletop gaming, or read comics, just shit that I didn't have where I grew up. So I would like to have a store again, but that one fell through for outside reasons.
You never know what the future holds.
Yeah.
But I mean, the past few years, you're consistently putting out product. You know, what are some of your favorite shirts that you put out recently?
You kind of have to, man, to compete with the market. The internet's like a weird place that kind of hinders artists.
Oh, wow.
So to battle the algorithm, oftentimes I find myself releasing things like once every 2 weeks. My favorite designs?
Yeah.
I'm not plugging anything, but the shirt that
Plug away. This is what we're here for.
So my best friend
Plug
Chris is a
away.
tattoo artist in Seattle. He's at Data81.5 or 81 on Instagram. We did a bat who laughs. And honestly, we almost didn't do that design because when I first read Dark Knight's Metal, I was like, you know, I could take it or leave it. And then I came back to it like a year later and read it again. I was like, you know what? This fucking story is good. And I was like, I wanted to do this shirt, this Hellraiser shirt, because let's be honest, he looks like a Cenobite.
Yeah,
Bat Who Laughs looks like something out of Hellraiser. So that's like a really fun one. For the longest time, the first Winter Soldier, like the agnostic front with the boots,
Yeah, that was cool.
my favorite. But man, the catalog's kind of deep.
Yeah.
I really like the Doom shirt that we did. Not the Doom 2099, but the Doom shirt is another favorite. I don't know, there's a lot. I love them all, and then
Cool.
they're all my babies.
I have the MWO shirt. I really love that.
That's a fun one,
That
yeah.
one's cool. You
I
know.
had to do something wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling companies that I like, so I don't want to like step on anybody's toes. But I figured I would like throw my name in the hat for like
Why not?
something fun, and that was
Yeah.
like a fun one, yeah.
That was really cool. I have that one, and then I have the New Mutants one. That one's really cool.
Yeah,
That
that's
one's cool.
actually maybe that one's one of my favorites
I
too.
love that one. I think that's cool. And like you said, the Bat Who Laughs is actually exclusive here, right?
Yes,
the
it's
first time dropped right now.
it's an exclusive for this event. I try to do an exclusive shirt for most shows, but almost didn't make it here. Shout out to my buddy 927 Printing in LA. He just finished it, and they're still warm from the printer. They just got here 20 minutes after doors open.
my God.
So we almost didn't have an exclusive shirt.
I'm gonna have to swoop that one for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I already got a few things, but I want to get some more. Definitely.
Appreciate it, man.
Check it out. What's next in the future? What do you got going on? What's the plan?
Well, I think we'll probably start doing shows again. My family and I are going to take a little respite in Portland for about a month and a half. I'm still going to be doing releases. I usually have things at least a few months out. To make sure that my company is being inclusive, I always try to release certain things around the time that certain shows or movies come out, so that something's so... I don't want to do things that are so fucking niche that people can't enjoy it. Like, you know, everyone... You know, I do shirts around the time that movies come out, and then every once in a while I'll just do something that people are like, what? But then 20 people are like, oh, I get it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have another design coming out in 2 weeks, and I'll just probably try to keep doing that every 2 to 3 weeks until people stop liking this shit.
Well, you know, you had the Carnage one when the trailer was coming out. You know.
Yes.
around there.
Oh, you know what? Dang. So that's another one. But the newest Carnage one, the one that I did with my friend Jed, which is black.omen.design
Shout him out.
on Instagram. Yeah, the obituary rip. Fuck, that's a cool one too.
Yeah, that one's cool.
This is what I mean. I'm not making this. I find that some people will put out shirts and maybe they're just trying to sell you something. I don't ever want to do that. I promise you that I am just as fucking geeked out as all the shirts. Like, we'll finish a design, I'm like, oh shit, I fucking love this. But yeah, that Carnage obituary one is another, that may be like a top 5 banger for me.
I love it, dude. It's the best of both worlds. I'm a comic geek. I love, you know, crazy music, you know, punk, metal, hardcore, whatever it is. Like, it's just cool. So when you see somebody else rocking it, or, you know, it's one of those shirts that you want to wear, man. Like,
I love it. I think that we're from the perfect generation for it too. Like, I hope that we never grow out of that. I still read books now, and I have to tell my wife, even she reads too, but only certain stories. And I hope that we never stop reading things and like texting our friends and being like, oh fuck, man. Like Jonathan Hickman's House of X, Powers of X. We're going to be doing that on Rotten Book Club.
Hi-oh.
But that's another one that I read, and I felt like I needed to tell all my friends about it. Sorry, it's not my friend.
There you go.
But I fucking love comics, and like even when I meet artists and writers, I still geek out about them so hard. Like, I get nervous meeting some writers. You know what I mean? Like, I met Grant Morrison, and I was like,
Oh my god.
I was like, fuck, it's Grant Morrison. Even though we'll see these guys at cons, like more than celebrities or any of that shit, like I'm still just so excited about books and music and all that shit. I hope I never lose that.
Oh, for sure.
Then I'm probably done with life, you know?
Well, where can people follow you at on social media? Give them the shout
So,
outs. Any shout outs?
ROTN 616 is my Instagram account. And then I mentioned you should follow my partner in crime. I mean, he's basically my in-house guy at this point, is my best friend Chris. It's at Data, DATA 81 or 81.5. One is his tattoo account, the other is his personal account. Another good one is Jed, who's Black Omen Design. It's black.omen.design. Those are 2 guys that I like do a lot of shirts with. I fucking love their art. Definitely follow them too. But yeah, ROTN 616.
The website, right?
Yeah, the website, what is my website? It's just rotn.bigcartel.com.
There you
and
go.
that's the store. But the Instagram stories will always have teasers for new stuff coming out, and then releases and leftovers. I always try to make leftovers for people that miss out, because I know how people like to window shop before
Dude,
buying.
those leftovers. I'm staying in the leftovers sometimes too.
That's my that rack in there is
Yeah.
all leftovers that accumulated over like 8 years.
That's cool. Well, cool, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being at SummerWeen by October Village. For Mike at ROTN, Rotten, Revenge of the Nerd, I am Heartthrob Rob. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the Koffin. Follow us on social media at Koffin Radio. Koffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
KSMR, Koffin Radio.